Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Oracles. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Secretum, a messaging app entirely built on the blockchain where every message is effectively a transaction, the first of its kind, the first and best one on the planet right now. We're going to go through the details of what it is, how it works, the tokenomics, and how you can take part of the private sale and public sale this year. Right, so before we get started, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Check all the links in the description down below. Feel free to join all our chats, including Discord, Twitter, and Telegram, and ask any questions you may have about Secretum, trading, and anything else that comes to mind about cryptos. So let me get started right away. Let's scroll through the website as we always do, and then I prepare a little presentation for you so that we can go through together and talk about the most important points. So if we hit their website, really nicely done. Everything that you will notice is they talk about during the private sale that started back in November and will end, I think, in March. Um, yeah, so straight through revolutionary secure messaging and trading decentralized application on Solana. So we have messaging, we have trading, we have Solana, and we have decentralization. So all really important keywords. They have some quite good investors in the back. I will give it to you. I will leave it to you to go and check who these people are, but they are quite solid. If we take a look at they talk about the ecosystem powered by Solana, so they allow OTC trading, so over the counter, which means there is no broker, there is no trading system. You just do it one-to-one. It's like a peer-to-peer trading system. Safe investments, so safely invest in validated crypto projects and communicate via smart public channels. Encrypted messages. So there is a lot about security, right? We've seen a lot of leaks of data from WhatsApp, from Telegram, from Signal, and there is a lot of talk around this project, right? So it's really important to get this right, and they are getting it right. And only 2 steps away from anonymous connection. So you open a Secretum decentralized application, you validate your wallet, you trade and chat, right? So there is no personal information. It's all done by using your wallet address, which is also encrypted, by the way, so it's not exposed as it would be on a blockchain scanner, for example. Right, so I will leave it to you to scroll through the rest of the website. Really nicely done. They really explain well how they're going to build the app. Right, and let's take a look together. Let's start with the, oh, pardon me. Let's start with the Secretum light paper. So I'll go through the light paper, but actually, as I said, I have some slides that I prepare. So let me actually start with this slideshow here, and then go through every single one of them together. So let's start by talking about what Secretum does and what issues it solves, right? So the first thing that I want to point out is that there is 3 areas that we have to face, and one of them is cybercrime costs, right? $10.5 trillion in cost by 2025 because of cybercrime issues. Crypto security costs $10 million is stolen every day in cryptos. And then we have multiple data breaches that we talked about before, and WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, that account for 100 plus million users in the last year. So we have 100 million users affected just in the last year due to data breaches. So the messaging concerns are that entry data requirements are often complex. So you have to provide your data. That could be your phone number, it could be your ID, it could be your personal information. Everything is stored in a central location, so it's usually, WhatsApp is a private company, Signal is a private company, and it's usually not accessible. And of course, I mean, you wouldn't want it to be accessible, but it's centralized. It's not decentralized. Encryption is not always guaranteed. We'll see which ones don't guarantee encryption, but that's the case. And they're subject to acts and downtimes, right? That we've seen WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram going down for long periods of time, and we've seen definitely data leaks in the last year. And then we have trading issues, right? So centralized exchanges limit asset ownership. You don't own the assets once they are in centralized exchanges, like Binance, for example. Decentralized exchanges or DEXs, they price the assets ineffectively, and I'm gonna put some description in the description down below to kind of explain what I mean by that. Asset transfer are a bit cumbersome, so it's not always straightforward to transfer an asset in the crypto space. You may have to use a bridge. You may have to send it to someone. You first have to figure out what their address is. Once you've done that, you have to face fees, and you have to make sure that you are on the right chain and the address is correct. So it's not that immediate, right? Especially for people that are not in the space. And then NFTs and tokens are often kept apart, so you have to deal with completely separate platforms to trade NFTs and trade crypto tokens. And then we have privacy concerns, right? In messaging systems, documents and file transfers are not encrypted most of the time, and they're stored somewhere else, at least in caching. And then in trading, centralized exchanges require submission of personal details. You will have to do KYC or will have to provide your password. And in decentralized exchanges, you require sharing wallet addresses so everybody can actually see your wallet and what's inside, which is okay. We all know that. But in theory, it would be even better if we didn't have to do that. And that's why ZK relapse are going to be a big thing in the future as well. Um, and then Secretum basically comes in and solves all this problem. So let's take a look at how they do it. So there is three sections: messaging, trading, and security. So the wallet, talking about messaging, the wallet address, it's used instead of personal information. Each message is a transaction on the blockchain, which I think is brilliant. There is no decentralized data storage, and instead the storage is done anonymously on specific nodes that are not interconnected to all the other nodes in the blockchain. And then there is rewards for content creation. So there is this whole idea of custom content, custom channels for content creation, and premium services inside the Secretum ecosystem. Um, in terms of trading, we have instant OTC trading, so I can trade something with you directly, immediately, without having to worry about is it the right address, is that the right chain. I'm just going to message you and send you some tokens. And that exposes a lot of liquidity because it's an instant way to find liquidity instead of having to go and scout around to find what you want to buy. In-app seamless trading and virtually zero cost. It is just a Solana blockchain, right? Fees are very, very low. And then we have direct exchange of assets and tokens. So you can send NFTs directly. Once again, you can already do that, for example, using the Phantom wallet, but it's not that seamless. Right? You don't have a chat on the Phantom wallet. You don't discuss things. You don't discuss the price. You just have to discuss it somewhere else and make sure that the gestures are correct and send it over. And then it's multi-wallet, so they're going to build it on Ethereum and Solana to start with, right? So that's exciting. It's going to be multi-chain. They pick two of the largest chains. And in terms of security, it's node-to-node communication protocol. So messages are stored on trusted nodes. It's decentralized. It's completely anonymous. The data is duplicated across the nodes, which ensures resilience. And wallets and data are all encrypted. Right, so let's take a look at some of their competitors. We have WhatsApp, Telegram, Signals, and the issues that they have, right? Let's first pause for a second and look at the number of users. 2,000 million users, or 2 billion people using WhatsApp, 500 plus million users using Telegram, and 40 million using Signal. This is a good market to be in. And if you're the first one in this market, in the crypto space, there is definitely a good chance you will grow. Weakness with WhatsApp is that require personal data. Um, you have phone numbers, you're subject to hacks, and then you need a lot of moderators. Telegram needs access user context and does not offer end-to-end encryption. And in Signal, it requires less personal data, but at the same time, it still requires your phone number. And it's limited customization, so you don't have this whole idea of content creation. And people nearby may actually use the IP location for users to find basically reveal IP location of other users. Um, right, so let's talk about what markets this discover and how big are these markets, right? So the biggest market that Secretum actually gets to tap in is the cybersecurity market, which is worth currently about $160 billion every year, and it's projected to be worth $350 billion by 2025. We have the messaging market, which is worth $60 billion right now, and it's projected to be worth $85 billion in 2025. Money transfers, which is also huge, $90 billion today, $180 billion in 3 years' time. And then the crypto market space, which is actually kind of hard to give a value to at the time being, as just a different way to define a market share. But if you look at the market cap, we have 1 trillion today, and we're looking at $6 trillion in possibly in 2025. So actually looking at this chart was a mistake here. That should be much, much longer because that's trillions, it's not billions. Right. And let's just pause for a second. I want to tell you something that's really exciting. We're gonna take a look at it at the end of the presentation as well. But the MobileMoney network, right? So I mentioned how Secretum taps into messaging and taps into effectively digital payments and money transfers, right? So MobileMoney is a huge network that is not very present in our Western communities. So you won't see it in London, you won't see it in New York, but you will see it in Asia, and it's absolutely insane how big it is. So MobileMoney is a mobile-based network that allows users to transact, pay, and gain interest with money stored on their mobile number. So effectively, wherever we don't have traditional finance, wherever people can create bank accounts, and they can't have an investment account, and there is no branches for your bank and things like that, then people start using mobile phones to do all of these things, right? And MobileMoney is basically the big network that supports this. There is 1.21 billion accounts. That's nearly as many accounts as WhatsApp, and they're all used for money transactions. There is 2 billion daily transactions, $2 billion daily transactions per day, expected to be 3 billion this year. If you compare that to Visa, Visa is not even 5% of that. It's 150 million transactions back in 2019. And then $500 million every day are digitalized. So if you start thinking about this, putting it into the crypto ecosystem and the crypto sphere, mixing together payment systems and messaging and bringing Secretum possibly to countries like Africa and Asia, you can see the huge potential that an app like Secretum may have in the future. And then I just wanted to do a shout out to Spectra. So Spectra is an app that allows you to basically gain interest, book flights, book hotel, pay your bills, all done exclusively through the MobileMoney network. And it's a brilliant team, brilliant application. So definitely go check the website out. I'll put a link in the description down below. Let's talk about the SER token. So the token of Secretum is the SER token, and it's basically used for a few things. It's a firm guarantee for a user to initiate contact. It's rewards. It's used as a reward for network nodes providers, allows users to trade crypto assets, enable content monetization, and is used to pay for premium services. Transaction commissions are also generated for peer-to-peer assets, transfer and messages. To promote the value of the token and associated ecosystem, partial burning of each transaction fee is also implemented. And then let's take a look at the tokenomics. So the first private round was back in November, and it was sold out at $20, 20 cents per token, and 10 million tokens were sold. Private round number two, it's today, the 25th of January, and there is 4 million tokens for sale at 35 pence. So this is nearly 2x already for the people that took part in the first private round. Private round number three, it's 3 million tokens at 50 pence, which is 3% of the supply, and it will be February 28th. And then the public sale will be sometime after that, and actually I think it will be on the same day or right after the last private round at 90 cents. So if you invest today, and of course this is not investment advice, it's just for entertainment purposes, you should definitely do your own research. But if you decide to invest today in Secretum with the private round, you could enter at 35 cents and basically sell at 3 times higher on the public sale day. And then we take a look at liquidity staking, 25% of the supply, community incentives and marketing, 25%, the team only 10%, which I think is great, and development, 20%. Of course, there is vesting. So if you invest today, I think the minimum investment is $5,000, and then you get 20% right away, and then the rest is vested across a period, which I think spans about 2 or 3 quarters. I will put some details in the description down below. Um, Team and third parties. So the Secretum team is made of experts in the field of cybersecurity and crypto engineering. They don't really say much on their website about it. We talked about it with them. We discussed it extensively. We had a chat with our CEO. So there is a team, and they're really good. Actually, definitely join their Discord. But they also rely on something called Krypton Studios. So I wanted to show you what Krypton Studio is and looks like. This is basically a third-party provider that builds apps. And if you look at the portfolio and the projects that they built in the past, it's absolutely, sorry about that, it's absolutely amazing. So we got CyberFi, which was a huge launchpad. We have EarnFi, BitTeam, Crypto Token. What else? We have Dowland. So huge projects that were built through this provider. So I have quite good hopes that they will build a good project for them, a good product for them, and they will help them maintain over the future. All right, so let's go back to our slides. Just a couple of things I wanted to conclude with. So one thing is the roadmap. So what's happening next? What are they going to be doing next? So in Q1, which is basically today, there is a public sale, liquidity listing, and dApp development and advancement. Then we have Q2, dApp development finalization, NFTs and airdrops, and public beta release. Q3, we have the actual launch and final testing. And then Q4, community building, competitions, and then network setup and node validator onboarding. And then to conclude, this is the private sale. I think I already showed you this as part of the tokenomics. So the initial market cap would be $1.5 million. And if you look at similar applications and all the numbers I show you here, I can see this easily reaching, even the possibly $1 billion markup, which would put you at effectively 1,000 times the initial market cap. All right, so let's just take a quick look at what's out there. We have CoinMarketcap already listed the Secretum token with a bit of descriptions. Of course, when I say listed, I simply mean they added it to the website. If we take a look at Twitter, they have 10,000 followers, so a pretty good number, and they tweet quite regularly with some decent follow. And then last thing I want to leave you with before closing is this article. I'll link in the description down below that basically talks about how Secretum could be absolutely groundbreaking in Asia and Africa, exactly because of the mobile money effect that I mentioned before. So Africa lacks financial infrastructure as unstable currencies and is expecting remittances. And then it had a massive boom in mobile apps and mobile money payments. And if we look at what this article suggests, it's basically saying that Secretum is a perfect trading and messaging solution for Africa, right? It's over-the-counter, peer-to-peer trading capabilities bring unique benefits to the crypto assets owners, both in Africa and Asia. Traders can find in the liquidity. Secretum allows NFT owners and traders to contact each other via their wallet, and peer-to-peer is already the dominant form of crypto trading today. So it's the perfect market. They're used to it. There is huge adoption. They're really interested, and this would basically be the same as MobileMoney in crypto, right? So they would take that market share. And if you think about it, as I mentioned before, $2 billion daily transactions is absolutely massive. So if Secretum could even take a section of that, that would be absolutely beautiful. So that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Feel free to ask any questions. Don't forget to subscribe and join our Discord. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.